How we doing, guys? Good. Good. Masters week. Who's winning? Freddie Couples. Aaron Rye. Wow. Do what now? Oh, gosh. Let's see. I'm going to say my pick will be I think it's time for Spieth to make a run. Maybe Rory, but it wouldn't shock me if Spieth makes a run. So, or Hideki. But I have no clue. I mean, who knows? I did meet Aaron Rye when I was there last time. He was practicing. Very nice young man. We talked on hole 14. He let us play through because he's practicing and doing a lot of things, and it was good to talk to him about his experience. I believe is this his first time there? I believe, and so that was kind of neat. All right, so spring ball is about over, and I couldn't be more pleased with the energy, effort that our kids have given. It's been some back and forth for sure. Tuesday was pretty much dominated by the defense. Today, I thought offense came back and did really well in every drill except for the last one. And that was good to see the defense respond. I thought their energy at the end was really fantastic, and they're playing hard. And you got to give credit to the leadership of the team, both the coaches and the players, for that. So really pleased with I guess that's 8 days of pads, and we got one more Saturday. And I've kind of enjoyed the format, a lot of teaching. A lot of walkthroughs and not as much on the field hitting. I still wish it was in June. I'll keep saying that, but because we got too many folks out with injuries and folks that aren't here, and then you'll have who knows what this portal thing brings. So I'll keep pounding that drum to, man, let's just be training right now and give us 10 days in June to put shoulder pads on and do what we do now. But I really am excited about the attitude that I see, the accountability that I see. I think that shows up in a lot of different manners, whether it be the academic report or disciplinarian things. Not that, look, it could happen this weekend. I'm not naive, but to this point, our kids, I think, have bought into being accountable to a standard that we have said we would like to meet. So really pleased with a lot of things heading into our final practice Saturday.
I think you guys thought you had a pretty good signing class, and now that you're pretty much through the spring, you felt like pretty validated with that by watching those guys on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I do. I thought, like today, Fagans and Winters just really flashed in the secondary. Thought I said on signing day, I thought we signed two of the better safeties in the country, and I think that showed today. The young corners with Starr and Woodby, I think they're just going to be players. They're just young, but boy, they compete, and excited about that. D's at linebacker, and also, I think Elijah and Xavier are two football players at linebacker that we picked up. And but again, they're very, very young. And I've said all along, I think we can build this roster back to an elite roster. And it's the combination of some portal, but I certainly feel better about, I think my niche is more of the high school ranks, and what the ones you're talking about, whether it be, I didn't even talk about Jared or Jordan or Malik or Dorian. I think those D linemen are going to be really good. But, again, you're talking true freshmen and in a league where there's a lot of 23-year-olds playing. So we're going to have to depend on some of those guys for sure. But there's no question that we signed a solid class.
Speaking of Sam Turner, what have you seen from him this spring?
Man, what a great job by Marcus flipping him, because he's going to be he's going to be dynamic, and has added great depth to us on the outside and able to give some breaks to Cam and Perry and Horatio for sure. He's for a freshman, he's sharp. He picks it up, and I owe him an apology because I called him Sam Darnold the other day in the press conference. But y'all got to. I'm old. Y'all got to help me with that. It's Sam Turner. I know that clearly, but he continues to just work and improve.
Hey, Coach. Bruce Pearl, I think it was after the Elite Eight matchup, saying that Auburn is still a football school. With that comment from Bruce, coupled with the success of the basketball program, do you feel like that puts the pressure on you and the football program to contend for the playoffs this year?
I don't give in to the pressure of nothing really. I don't feel a lot of pressure anymore in life. I think, I know we're doing it the right way. I know we're building it the right way, and whatever the results come with that, I'll have to live with. Obviously, we want to do exactly what you said. I think Bruce's comments are just his belief in what we're doing and how we're doing it, and his belief in what Auburn can be, and he's proven that through time. I don't know how long it took him to get his program, but where it is, but he certainly has, and the notoriety and brand recognition that he and his team brought to us certainly helps us. And I think it's just I appreciate his confidence that he knows we're building this the right way, and we'll have chances to do that hopefully in the near future.
I know you guys don't have Darrell out there right now, but where do you feel like the running game is? How you've seen them in the spring? Saw a few pretty good runs today from those guys.
Yeah, there's some good runs today in the second 8 play-it period. I thought those runs were really, really good. I wish you were out there so I would know a little bit more about our depth there, because that is a position that you can lose a guy pretty quick, or two guys pretty quick to an ankle or to something, but a shoulder, because they're having to pass pro and they're having to lower their shoulder and run, and things can happen with that spot. And so I certainly wish we were seeing. Obviously, we love what we saw on tape, and we love his size, and we think he can do it all. But I sure wish he were out there, because you have to. We feel very good about Jeremiah, and we feel very good about Damari for sure. Alvin's going to be good. He's another true freshman that how quick can he pick things up in the protection world and all of that. And so I wish we had a spring with them. Another reason be going in June is you could have looks at all those guys. So I think he's going to be vital. And, we had Justin go out with a shoulder this spring, so we lost him too. So it's been very thin there. Hopefully he is what we saw on film, but we're kind of betting on that for sure, because we'll need that depth.
How have you seen Perry kind of come along this spring and during the offseason?
Perry is starting to mature, as is Malcolm. Some of these younger guys that didn't really understand how you have to practice and prepare. He still has his moments of inconsistency, but it's much better, and he's flashing some. He flashed today in the one-on-ones and had an incredible catch in one of the team periods, and excited about what he can become, but still have to stay on, man, let's learn how to compete every single play. It can't be, just 2 out of 3. We've got to do every single one the right way. And the thing about that room is that they demand it because competitiveness in there is high. And you're going to have to earn your right to get those reps.
I'm going to go back to young guys again, but that defensive front, it's not the easiest place to jump in on there, but Jordan and Malik and all those guys. Jared Smith had a bunch of plays today. How much have you seen those guys progress throughout the spring?
A lot. They are still will do the wrong thing some, but the biggest thing about them, I think, coming to this level is demanding that there's 0 loafs, because big guys, if the play goes away, and we have to demand that there's no loafs. And I've seen constant improvement in their effort. When they know what to do, they're a handful. And obviously they're going to make some mistakes, just like Morris's growth is exponential from last year to this year. And that's just the way it is. I mean, they're going to make some mistakes with all the adjustments that you have to make with the different things that offenses throw at you. You can get confused, but we have to play with effort, and I think that's where you see the biggest improvement is DJ and them are fanatical about demanding that of them, and I've seen that constantly come down, and their mental mistakes are coming down. There'll still be some, but boy, when they know what to do, some of them, those guys are handfuls now.
Coach, there were a lot of quarterbacks available in the portal. What made Jackson the right fit, and what have you seen from him so far this spring?
Yeah, I knew of him out of high school, and his fundamentals for what we want to do fit us. His legs are good enough to run. I think his arm strength's really good. People don't maybe not know that because you haven't really seen it unless you go watch his high school stuff where he was Gatorade Player of the Year. And I think he can make every throw. I think he needed a restart, and for whatever reason, and that's not a knock on anybody else. Those things just happen. But he fit with me in our visits and with the culture that we want here. I think he fits that, and then his skill set, I think, is really good. And he's throwing it at a high level right now to guys he believes in and trusts that they're going to make plays on the ball for him. And hopefully that confidence just continues to grow.
Coach, how do you feel about the kicking game, the turnover at punter and getting Alec back at that place kicker?
Hudson was killing it today. And I didn't think there was a huge wind or anything, so pleased today with where we are there. I think McGuire's got a chance to be really good too in time in the punting game, so glad we've got both of those guys. And the kicking game is Alex is back to being Alex. I don't know if he's missed many at all this spring, and Phil Towns and Ian and Gibbs have all kicked well too. So feel like we're in really solid position there. And Reed at snapper is obviously a veteran, and have confidence in them. So think, Lord willing, we stay really healthy there at all those spots. I feel really good about it.
Hey, Hugh, last time we talked to you in here, you were saying you had a few tests that you were still waiting on, and they would dictate what you were going to do as far as treatment. Can you guys give us an update on that, how you're feeling?
Yeah, we got the last one back, and thank God it's answer prayer. It's slow aggressive. So in consultation with the doctors that we're dealing with, they think that if mentally I can handle waking up at night knowing you have something in you that you don't want in you, they're not in they don't feel like I have to be in a hurry to do something, because obviously I've given them kind of my schedule, and I'm like, the only time that really fits to do something if we go in and do a removal or whatever treatment we do, the best times for me probably are middle of June or middle of January, and because you kind of need 3 weeks or so. And Jill and I as of today, probably, I think I can handle the mental side of it. Matter of fact, I told Doc called me the other day, and he's been awesome. Dr. Bug out of Birmingham, and he just doesn't think it's a big difference in June or January, other than can I handle it, the mental side of it. And I said, really, Doc, the only time I think about it is when you call me. So, you know, right now I would say that's kind of, I've got a couple more calls with guys at other highly respected places just to see if they think I'm nuts to just survey it until then. But I would say right now we're probably waiting until the new year to reevaluate. Thank you for asking.
He would usually be asking you about, you know, what the spring game format would be, but this time around, I mean, what would your expectations be, you know, for fans who are going to be in the stadium? Is it just going to be kind of a standard practice?
Yeah, I
for an
hope
hour?
they're not disappointed. I just don't think it's wise for us to go out there and beat each other up, and we're already kind of banged up. It'll be a normal practice like today, truthfully. If you got to see today, there will be some endo, some skelly, and then we will, our young guys will go a little live period, and then we're going to end with what we call red zone lockout, which will be a live period. It's going to be first 1 to 18 wins. So offense gets the ball on the 25, you score a touchdown and an extra point, that's 7. Defense stops you, you kick a field goal, that's 3 points for the offense, 4 for the defense. You miss the field goal, defense gets 7, or a stop somehow or a turnover, they get 7. So first 1 to 18 wins that, and then end with an overtime period where we practice the overtime stuff. So that's what you can kind of expect. There'll be a skelly drive it period too, where we another chance to do some things where you hopefully are not too at risk to get injured. But it'll end with that the red zone lockout stuff going into an overtime period.
I guess just with the offensive line right now with Connor and Chaplin not available, how much are you hoping to build that depth with guys like Toothall and Braden, considering they both started for you last year?
Yeah, it's been awesome to get Toothall reps at a lot of places, and Braden and Dylan Wade get some center too, and guard, and Tyler Johnson and Dre Carter's gotten a ton of reps with the 1s and 2s. So it's been good to get us some quality work for those guys. Obviously, be excited to get Connor and X back, but to add even more to that depth. But good to get those guys work for sure. And Joyner getting, you know, a lot of reps at center and some at guard too.
Coach, with all the depth at wide receiver, how are you guys kind of assessing the tight ends right now?
Yeah, the depth at receiver, we're really not as deep as we'd like to be. You know, a couple guys aren't here, and well, we're deep. We're talented and deep. I wish we had more legs in that room right now, maybe to save some wear and tear on those guys. So we'll get them here this summer, Duke and Eric, and maybe we'll see what happens. We've got another spot if we choose to go that route to use on offense. We actually have 2 spots on offense remaining if we choose to find somebody. Not sure exactly, but tight ends, I think Frazier's going to have a great year. I think he's the leader in that room, the guy that can do everything for us. And then we need to piece together, you know, between Rico and Preston primarily, and then use Tate in some of those Big 12 personnel packages. And then hopefully the young guys, Hollis hadn't been able to practice all spring. Ryan is going to be good. They're just, you know, will they be ready for next year? I don't know. So it's really, you know, besides Frazier, getting Preston and Rico really ready, and Tate in certain packages. All right, can you repeat what the spring game's going to end? You got the point system? So it's all clear. You got it? No question? Got it.